Welcome everyone to Josh CHAE News. And today I'm going to be talking about a reoccurring question or statement that you might see on Telegram or Reddit or something. Is Eternity a dead project? Is it a shitcoin? It's ranked in the 70s. There's a lot of shitcoins that are ranked higher. No, it's not a goddamn shitcoin. When I see people do that, I have to take a break and tell myself, Josh, they're just stupid, they're ignorant. No, or they just don't know, or maybe they have, I don't know, but sometimes I just need to chill out and take a hit. Eternity's not a shitcoin at all. There are shitcoins that are ranked higher, much higher, for example XRP, but no, it's not. I mean, you may think that if you started with Eternity when it was ranked in the 20s by market cap, and now it's ranked in the 70s, which is really unfortunate because people aren't appreciating the amazing protocol level technology and the whole ecosystem that's developing around it. Now, let's start off at the beginning. They put out a great white paper that showed how they were going to have all these things layered as first-class objects on the protocol, oracles for bringing data into the blockchain, built into the protocol, so you don't have to use another blockchain like Chainlink to bring data in. You can create your own oracles. Those can be crowdsourced or machine sensor oracles, and that's in it now. That we have a mainnet. They delivered on these promises, and we have state channels for off-chain instant transactions, as well as running smart contracts off the chain. So you can do very complex smart contracts trustlessly. And if you have a dispute, you can resolve it on chain. Then we have the naming system, which has just now been implemented with the Lima upgrade. So now you can easily, in the base app wallet, create a name, send to a name. These are things that Ethereum did not on the protocol level, and Eternity, I don't really view Eternity as a direct competitor to Ethereum. They are in some ways, but they have their own niche of awesomeness where they can grow even if Ethereum doesn't fail, because it's very hard to pass Ethereum. So that today is just going to be ranting because I'm triggered when I see these posts on Reddit. But if you want to keep up to date, subscribe to their blog. Telegram is okay. The forum, Eternity's dedicated forum, linked below, is a great place to see all that's going on. They just had the Eternity Universe conference, a whole conference devoted to Eternity. And go look at the official Eternity's YouTube channel. They have playlists, developer track, entrepreneurship track. I've watched them all. They're really entertaining, actually. I'm not an expert, but it's interesting to me. So you can see all the development, the middleware for connecting things to the blockchain, the APIs, the SDKs, software development kits, in many languages, Go, JavaScript, Java, etc. And these are constantly being updated. Now, the token sale was done, I believe, in like May 2017. And the team only kept 17% of the tokens created for themselves, unlike Ripple, which kept like 60%. So Eternity, they were not greedy. They haven't been dumping on the market. They set a cap. Unfortunately, some of their ether did get hacked in the parity hack, a little sad bit of history. So they did the ICO right. It's not a security. They don't fail the security test. So, and then they developed a test net, and then they launched finally. But they did launch. They didn't just run away with the money. I think the CEO, Yanni, is a great guy, and he's built a great team. And I do think he truly cares about the space and cares about making the world a better place. So they launched November 2018, and since then they've had 3 hard fork upgrades, which all went successfully and for the most part on schedule with the roadmap. So now we have Lima release. and it's amazing. We have awesome state channel support. We have the Fate virtual machine fast Eternity transaction engine, which is really good for smart contract throughput. And we have the on-chain and off-chain scalability. On-chain, they're doing over 100 transactions per second, but many smart contracts can run on that. And then if the network ever gets full, or you need more complex smart contracts, we have state channels. So you basically open a channel, you put the money off chain, then you can transact off chain, basically limitless speed, limitless amounts of transactions. And now, which is in development now, is virtual state channels, which basically connect channels. So you don't have to have a channel with someone. You can have a channel with someone else that has a channel to that person, and then you can transact through that other channel. So you have a virtual channel, sort of like Lightning Network, but you can do smart contracts and stuff like that. And Eternity someday may have Lightning Network like we have on Bitcoin as well. Currently, no. So these virtual state channels are being developed. And the reason is because, I'll be honest with you here, the state channel, it takes a couple minutes to open a state channel to get finality. You know, you have a certain number of confirmations. So that's the reason why you want a virtual channel, so you can have a state channel with someone who has many virtual channels, say throughout the whole city with all these shops, and then you can just say, oh, I go here, virtual channel, boom, 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 boom. You don't have to wait. And that's another great thing about Eternity. They have the Bitcoin NG, which is Bitcoin Next Generation Consensus. So they have a 3-second micro block time for very quick transfers, and a 3-minute regular block time. So you'll see the transfer go through right away, but if you want finality, you do have to wait a couple blocks. So that's pretty cool. They use a cuckoo cycle. There are no ASICs for Eternity at this point. Personally, I don't feel ASICs are that bad. Hardware developed specifically for a mining algorithm, a hash algorithm. So we don't have that, which is kind of a good thing. Eternity has pretty good security. Some people say Eternity has too much security, and that's causing too much inflation. So we see Eternity has more security than Bitcoin, if as a ratio of market cap to hash power, how much we're spending on it. So, but that's decreasing rapidly. In 2019, I believe overall, it's not a curve. It is a curve. Sorry, it's not like Bitcoin. Every 4 years it gets cut in half. Eternity is a curving. I believe in 2019 overall it's 20%, which is a little bit high, but it's more security. So, and then in 2020 it will be about 10% for the year, and hopefully the price of Eternity will come up in that time, as well as the transaction volume. So the increased transactions will also help pay for more security. So let's see, what else? There's just so much to talk about with Eternity, and I don't have a script in front of me, but the tech is really good. They're working on Schnorr signatures, which is also something you might have seen in Bitcoin. Follow them out. They got tech Twitter channels. They have regular announcement Twitter channels. They have a Telegram chat for the Base app. The Base app, let me talk about that. Really great wallet interface for exploring apps. They have, for example, they have the Graffiti app where you can check that out. It's right in the Base app. They're working on these state channel merchant payment apps. There's not a whole lot of apps on Eternity right now, I'll be honest. But now that we've done the last hard fork, and things are slowing down a little bit, the development is focusing more on example code, tutorials, things like that. And for coding, they have IDEs. They have the AE project, the Fire editor, where you can edit code quite easily, sort of like Remix for Ethereum. The blockchain that should not be named. No, Ethereum is good too, but Eternity is like, Ethereum is kind of like throwing bunch of shit together, and Eternity kind of like looked at that and was like, Let's build as much functionality into the core protocol, make it as streamlined and efficient as possible. And that's why they programmed it in Erlang, a functional language. And their smart contract programming language is also very nice. Not that I'm a coder, but like I said, I've read about it. I've listened to these YouTube videos from the conference, so I can tell you it's a very good, safe programming language. Of course, there still can be errors, but it avoids a lot of the errors that we see in Solidity, Ethereum's language. So just give me a second to think about what I want to talk about next. So one thing I really like about Eternity is they have a weekly developers and researchers call, which they post on YouTube on their official channel every single week, except for when the conference was going on, because they were all there. So they go through, they have maybe like a dozen people on the call, and they're each sort of in charge of a section of what's going on, like SDK or the base app or something like that. And they go around and they give each other updates on what's happening. And when you watch these calls, you're like, wow, there's a lot going on. Eternity has probably about 50 employees ish. I'm not really sure. So that's something I really enjoy, and they're very transparent, and they put this out. And they also, the people on the call put an update on the forum every couple weeks, just letting everybody know what's going on. So yeah, they the base app wallet is really good. That's something Eternity's put out. They also have a browser extension wallet, which they call wallet with an AE, and so that's like MetaMask on Ethereum. So you can have a browser wallet. They are also supported on the Ledger Nano S, so you can have easy hardware wallet storage for larger quantities. That's a no-brainer. You probably know about hardware wallets. They also there's the Air Gap team. I don't think they are part of Eternity, but they are a wallet that has different coins. So the Air Gap is another great solution for storing more secure storage. Not that the base app is not secure, but you know, it the seed phrase isn't generated on the device. So in the air gap, you can have a separate phone that's not connected to the internet that you use to sign transactions. So it can't really be hacked because it's not connected to the internet, because it has the gap, the air gap. Yeah, anyway. So you have the air gap, another great way to store tokens on a phone. And yeah, apps are coming. I'm looking forward to apps. I can't wait to get an app where I can gamble my money away. Just kidding, just kidding, just kidding. But no, they have a lot of great apps coming in, and just look at the recent hackathon results. They have the meme hunter, for example, where you get anyway. And there's a lot of projects building on Eternity. We have AE Ventures, which is the startup funding incubator that's now on their third round of teams. So AE Ventures projects apply, and they narrow the field down to maybe a handful of projects that they like. They mentor them, they help put their presentations together, and they get their product right and why it needs blockchain. And then the good ones, they will fund them. I think they've funded over $2 million worth so far for projects that are building on Eternity. For example, we have Ride Safe, I think it's called, which is motorcycle insurance in where is it? Kenya, I think. So they have micro insurance because motorcycle riding is very dangerous. And then we have A Bend, which is a German company, I believe, that does festivals, music festivals and things like that, where people don't want to be carrying large amounts of cash, so they have tokens, and this is all built on Eternity, and they're launching their prototypes right now. So many cool projects. For me, I'm interested in entrepreneurship, so it's very interesting for me. But that's it. The new website needs to happen soon, but I gotta go. So have a good one, guys. AE. Peace. Sorry, I had to cut that off because something came up. But I just wanted to also mention the governance app is coming out, which you can participate in from a multitude of wallets. The governance app is something that was outlined in the white paper, and we have already had one vote to give the team about 11% of the block reward inflation for development, which they give out as grants to projects, which is really nice. And so you can apply for a grant if you have something to contribute. The governance is kind of controversial. I mean, here in the United States, we elected Donald Trump, so do you really trust people to vote? Well, only the stakeholders can vote, and the more tokens you have, the more vote power you have. So we'll see what happens with this. We shall see. But the first vote went fine. Now we're having a more formalized approach, so the community will tell the team what to develop, and then the miners will adopt it, etc., etc. So, and if you have a large stake, you want the price to go up, so you're gonna vote to make good decisions for the team. So, the team doesn't use their tokens to vote, by the way, but it does kind of give more power to the whales. But yeah, so this is some of the more cutting edge part of Eternity. Now, what else? Yeah, the naming system's now live. I'm bidding on Josh, so you can just pay josh.chain. And tokens sub tokens like ERC20s haven't totally been standardized yet, so that's something the team is working hard on. Obviously very functional, so hopefully someday we'll see a stable coin on Eternity. We have WeDex, which is a decentralized exchange built on Eternity that deals with a lot of other tokens. Some of the other Starfleet, that's the AE Ventures teams. Some of the other Starfleet teams that I like is the space one, where you have satellites and they have a decentralized network of data collectors that can buy and trade. They also have one that's doing renewable energy. You can invest in projects and you can pay. You can do state channels and do micro payments for buying and selling electricity. So that's good, moving the world in a better direction. And Eternity's proof of work, which is tried and tested consensus mechanism. Maybe someday they'll move to proof of stake, but we shall see. So that's about it. I just wanted to wrap it up there, and thank you for watching for so damn long. I know this was a long one. And if you are here, why not subscribe? Because I bring you independent, well, I am biased because I have some tokens, but I don't just say good things about Eternity. I can say whatever I want. They don't sponsor this show. I am a free channel. So, donational address, why not? And I just want to give a special shout out to the Bitcoin and Coffee YouTube channel for their support and being my friend. And I also hold Bitcoin, so I like going over there and hanging out with some of the OGs in the space, some new faces as well. They do live shows. They have a great chat. So Eugene and Samantha, if you're listening, thanks. I love you guys. And let me know what you think about any of this. Maybe you think Eternity is a shitcoin, in which case I'll have to give you one of these. Just kidding. No, criticism is welcome. The team doesn't discourage criticism. Of course, they don't want people just spamming FUD, but they're very open to suggestions. And as am I. So yes, have a good evening. I won't keep you any longer. Eternity is a really great project, and I just want to say, to eternity and beyond.
Eternity ain't no dead shitcoin. Damn.